Welcome back to the More For Me and You podcast. I have Taylor Hale here with me in the podcast. And we are going to do a fun segment where I asked Taylor to go on to Momitu, the free streaming service that you guys have heard about once or twice.
And are using actively.
Downloading, using, and it's free. So
and
what are you waiting for? Go tell your friends. Go do it. Why not? Taylor, I gave you one little task to go onto the app.
Yes.
Go through all 10,000, not through all of them, but we have 10,000 movies and shows to choose from.
He's lying. He FaceTimed me while I had to pick through every single one and say yes or no.
You're not supposed to tell everyone that.
I know.
You actually gave me 3 options.
Yeah. You gave me a task and I said, I'm going to give you a task.
Yes, you gave it right back to me. You're like, I'm hosting you now. Yeah. And I said, well, we need to watch the most, I would say for me, one of the most iconic of the 3 that you gave me, which was?
What did I say? I said
Frankenstein,
Dracula, or
Night of the Living Dead. And I knew that you were going to love Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
At least we're not there yet. But I just knew that she was going to enjoy it. And hopefully I'm right.
It was incredible. I should give you some backstory. I don't do scary. I don't do horror.
Yep.
I'm like famously a scaredy cat. I quit a competition on Big Brother of all things because it was too scary for me. Like, because it was the theme of that competition was there's a killer on the loose and he's coming to get you in this house. Mm-hmm. No, like I'm not doing that. That's a different conversation.
Not doing any Michael Myers bullshit ever.
No,
get him away.
Keep that shit away from me. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know how this happened, but I have management this year, and I told them I want to do more TV and film content because I do hosting. I just want to do more to practice more, and it's been great. The first thing I got invited to this year was a horror movie premiere.
Which one?
Weapons.
Ooh.
And I went alone.
Oh.
And so I know we got against the movie, but the short of it is that they had this like a scary hallway you had to walk through. Yep. And I was the first creator that got there. So I'm the first one to walk through it. I was like, I don't want to do this. And then I was telling the people in the PR team, I was like, "This is my first horror movie. I'm very scared." They just looked at me and they were like, "Oh, good luck." And I was like, "What? Oh my God." And so they
already knew.
I'm like, I'm going to sit in the back. I'm going to sit by the exit. I'm going to sit in the aisle so that I don't feel fully immersed. Of course, it was an assigned seating premiere. Where was my seat? 4 rows from the front, dead in the middle of the row.
Let's go.
I look around. There's no one else sitting next to me. It was blocked off for the cast. And I was like, how am I here?
Yeah.
All the influencers are like over here, over there. Why am I on an island in the front? Fantastic experience. I covered
miscongeniality.
I didn't ask for all that. But so Weapons, and I did see Sinners earlier, but Sinners felt more like there was more drama and historical like that was also just a fun movie outside of the scary part. So Weapons was kind of my first scary movie that I saw this year, and it was just so good and funny that I liked it. I posted about it.
Crazy, right?
And every other movie I've been invited to this year has been a horror movie. Not a single comedy,
horror's in right
drama.
Now.
It's been a fantastic year for horror. And I think I've gotten very lucky, which is why when you reached out and I said, so does that have to be Halloween themed? You said Night of the Living Dead. I was like, okay.
It's timely.
And it's a horror movie from the 60s. I can get away with that.
Yeah.
That won't scare me.
It was not one of the first zombie movies, but what is considered one of the first modern zombie movies, if not the first modern zombie movie.
So as far as zombie lore goes, like
just how they are, like how like the zombie characters, how they
right,
and like that.
We gotta zoom in on that, please. You really nailed it.
Great at acting, a child actor here.
Yeah,
started when I was 4.
I see it.
Actually, I started when I was like 1 or under.
Or a girl baby.
No,
could have been.
I was held as a baby in a movie. I don't know.
Solid.
Yeah, not as good as Miko Hughes, who was in Pet Sematary.
Oh,
but that dude's talented. 3-year-old that just rocked it. So
you get
another one to add into the mix for you. It's not on Momitu. It's on your friends over at Paramount. So
okay,
yeah, it's on there. So go check it out. But you haven't seen it before, which is great. What were your first thoughts on Night of the Living Dead?
Well, as you can see from I have notes.
Okay.
These are my active reactions as I was watching the movie.
You loved it.
I won't read every single one, but I was very confused on how we were setting up the zombie in the beginning of the movie. And at first I thought the couple was dating. I thought, what are their names? Barb and
They're coming
Johnny,
for you, Barbara.
which very clearly going to be an iconic line. I was like, okay, like that's the line of the movie, right? And so here's what I'm thinking, right? Barbara, clearly this zombie cannot run that fast. And even Johnny, like these zombies are not strong. So why are we struggling with the zombies? I feel like, and this is very nitpicky, but I feel like the lore of the zombies and their abilities was not very fully fleshed out, because in one hand, they're kind of weak and they're kind of slow, but on the other, they're fast enough to catch up to you if you're running, and they're smart enough to bash in a window. Like there were little nuances like that where I was like, you got to pick one.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that bothered me, but that was my 2025 brain looking at this 1968 movie.
Yeah. It's kind of the turtle and the hare at this point. Like the turtle catches up eventually.
Eventually. Okay.
And then eventually figures out how to break your window and pull you out of a car.
Exactly.
No.
Which again,
or flip over a car. Which
that kind of threw me for a loop. Like, how did all these zombies congregate? Where did they come from? I thought the zombie in the cemetery. You have no idea.
But yeah.
Right.
So we're trying to keep it as spoiler free, although I
thought we were going to do it.
But although it is a classic that most people have seen, like at least in the horror world. So like people that haven't seen it though, it's kind of like, these are the people I want to go check it out, because you need to check it out.
Not spoiling this is crazy.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Okay, well,
there is a way to do it, and I'll lead you through the path.
Okay, thank you.
I'll lead you there.
Thank you. I'll follow your lead.
So those are your first thoughts.
Yeah.
What of the film holds up still today?
Oh my God. So I immediately we get into I would call it the third scene of the movie where what is his name? Ben? Bob, Bill, Ben?
It's Ben.
Yes, where Ben is revealed.
Yep.
I immediately paused the movie, looked up the year of when it was made.
Yep.
1968.
Yep.
Martin Luther King Jr. just assassinated. Bobby Kennedy assassinated. You've got the riots happening around America. You've got the DNC convention. All of these really strong cultural touch points around race in America are happening. And you have Ben, who, unbeknownst to me, surprisingly to me, is a black man who shows up to be the hero, protagonist, leader of this movie. And just because of what we know about race in America in the 60s, the entire time I'm thinking that every white person is going to be afraid of him, doubt him, question his authority. And in some ways, they do, but not in ways that you would immediately point to because of his race.
Yep.
This person was just treated like a human. And it's interesting because when Barb first gets into the house and when Ben reveals himself, I think Barb is going to be afraid of him because big, scary black man. But she's so comatose by fear and trauma that she's comatose by fear and trauma, basically.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more.
Barb was useless
at moments, right?
Yeah. Come on, Barb.
Snap out of it.
You gotta
figure
take
life out
a
right
nail and a hammer and put the wood on here. I gave you 3 simple instructions. Stand up. Do something. She was really bothering me. But if we're talking about the things that hold up, it's just the assumptions that we make about people based on their race. And, I can't deny that walking through the world as a black woman, I know that the world looks at me differently and is going to have assumptions about me generally. And so what do you do that allows you to be treated like anybody else? And what external circumstances, be extreme or not, are happening that will force you to be treated like anybody else? And so that was something I was constantly witnessing throughout the movie.
Yeah, and this was one of the reasons why when you gave me the 3 films, I said Night of the Living Dead. Because you obviously pulled off something quite historical within the Big Brother world of being the first black female. This is at a time where horror films, there were no black leads.
Yeah.
And in a genre specifically that was, this was never seen. And typically, like as we, know more of like stereotypically, that the black person in the movie is the first person
to go.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's been all the way till like when I grew up with films.
Yeah.
Right. So like 90s of watching horror films.
Sinners is a new concept,
Wild, right?
you know?
Took us long enough. No, but it's crazy that like this was the first one, and like shout out to him. He was a phenomenal actor in this. I felt he did really well. Like good job, especially for 68. And to kind of do a little backstory in him, like he was in a local theater troupe. Like, so he was actually, did this, but that was what he was mainly known for. He died young or younger.
Yeah, I saw like 50 or 51 of a heart attack.
Yeah. So had heart problems, whatever. But like, it's crazy that he didn't really do much else. Like, I'm surprised by that.
Mm-hmm. You would think that this would be the launching of a super famous career instead of this is the one person that did this one thing at one time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was hoping he'd be like Humphrey Bogart of Black horror, or you'd see more spin-offs that were inspired by his character.
Yeah.
I was excited to see him have this big storied career, and as I did the research, I was like, damn, that's a disappointment because he was so good in the movie too.
Low budget horror, like this genre hasn't really changed in the sense of like low budget horror is still indie.
Sure.
Right? It's not like a massive, budget to make this film, so, this is George A. Romero's first really well known, and it's probably his most popular film ever. So, but I'm glad you picked up on that because I was the first thing was like, okay, Frankenstein, Dracula, like iconic. However, this is a film that totally fits just,
of course,
breaking history.
It was really, really cool to see.
So, glad you picked up on that.
Thank you.
We always talked about the acting. As far as the score and the sound, this is something that's talked about a lot because it's not the score of the sound that is like overpowering. It's actually more the lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Did that stand out to you, or did it not matter? Like, were you still engaged in the story enough?
Oh, I was 100% engaged, and I love old movies. That's like, if you ask me what my favorite modern movies are, they're things that nod to older movies. Like Knives Out, I love because I love film noir. I love murder mysteries, like old ones, right?
Yep.
So, like my favorite movies are Bogey and Bacall movies. There's a Bogey and Bacall movie called Dark Passage, and it is one of my favorite movies ever. And something about that movie is that there is not that much music. It is dialogue. And really just movies from black and white movies from 40s, 50s are very dialogue heavy, like quick dialogue, witty dialogue. It's ongoing. And so the lack of music, backtrack, whatever you want to call it in this movie, it didn't feel out of place because I'm watching a black and white movie. But also something that really stood out to me was how long the radio was used in this movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one scene where you see Ben turn on the radio and he sits down, he's walking through different rooms, he's getting information. And I watched this with the subtitles. Yeah. And so reading the subtitles while he's actively doing something else, like I felt like I was watching two different scenes happening at once. If I didn't have the subtitles, if I didn't have the subtitles on, I wouldn't be listening to the words. I'd just be looking at what Ben was doing. Okay, he's getting ammunition, he's getting a gun, he's, Bob, what is it called? Bouldering, boxing, putting wood on the doors.
He was
bordering things up. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Jeez. So I would not pay attention to the radio. I would just let it drown out in the background because I wouldn't think it was important. But as I'm reading what's being said through the radio, that's some of the most important shit that's going on in the movie.
They're setting up hey, this is how you kill him. And this is how we're finding, like, all the information they're finding out through scientists and different stories coming in from, this report came in from this, and this is how you get them, and this is we don't know what's going on with them. And, now they're radioactive, and it's like all these different things, right? So these are not like complete spoilers, but it's just information.
Yeah.
And you'll find out through it. And again, most people have seen this or just know about this film, but it's really cool to find someone that hasn't seen this before. It's just like, awesome. This is amazing. I'm just like really enjoying.
I do want to talk about one thing that happened. That please, I won't say outwardly what happened.
Please.
But the most shocking part of the movie for me, I wonder if you know what I'm pointing to. It is before anybody else joins, when it's just Ben and
Barbara.
Ben and Barbara. You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
When he,
I don't know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
when he punches her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That, I was like, oh my God, he's gonna die. I was like, this white woman is gonna go screaming. and somebody's gonna come and shoot him right now. Like, and I was like, we're only like a quarter through the movie. Like, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
not gonna go well for him.
Yeah.
And low key, I was like, she kind of deserved it because she was getting on my last nerves too. Yeah, I don't support abuse or anything, but like she snap out of it. So
Yeah, it was more of like, obviously more time would have been a really hard slap to just like wake up.
Yes.
Like that kind of thing. But
yes,
I think he was kind of past that point of like, hey, I'm fighting for my life now.
Yeah.
I need you to either
get with it or get out.
Or get knocked
out.
Go lay on that
You
couch.
gotta lay down.
Go take a nap for a second while I
Please.
board this house up because you're in the way.
Yes. It was just so jarring to see that. And again, thinking this is filmed in 1968.
Yep.
Like, I cannot imagine what the audiences were receiving in that moment or how this was being talked about. Like, it just, I don't want to say it was cool to see, but it was really cool to see that. I was like, oh my God, like they're really going there. And I think that is the moment when it was very clear to me that this movie was not written with a black character in mind to play Ben. This was just
People.
And then I did, look some things
People
up
trying
afterwards.
to survive.
People trying to survive. And I looked up afterwards, and it turns out Ben was never was supposed to be black.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
Just casting.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, this is where I love indie films because you never know who's going to get casted, and you never know, like, it's one of those things where like you find local people, and sometimes they're just the best option.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have someone in mind, and they say yes. Like low budget films specifically, they say, even to now, like to this day, they say yes to something, and then like 2 days before they're gonna shoot,
They pull out?
well,
Oh.
remember what had just came up last night, even for yourself, right?
Oh.
Said, oh, hey, something came up.
Oh,
Can
he's
we
throwing me under the bus now.
No, but it's not a bad thing. It's just
Yeah.
like, hey, like I got like podcasts are free, right? Like
Yeah.
I have a paid gig tomorrow, like
Can we
that. But
move
that's
things
happened. But
around?
that happens.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I got this something. And Sierra talked about this when it mentioned Sierra before being in the pageants, but she was casted to do this like Hallmark movie, and in her story, she got hit up by a big a network about being on a show. And it was, do you remember the Lucifer? There you
Oh
go.
my God, I loved that show.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So she got hit up to be on Lucifer, and so she's like, "Oh my gosh, I already booked this," and her agent was like, "Yeah, but you're already committed to this,
Yeah.
and like we have to do this." She's like, "Find out when it shoots," and so she literally did like the Hallmark movie in the morning, and then the Lucifer thing at night,
Exactly.
and she made it work. But like sometimes you can't, especially if you're going from like movie to movie, right?
Yeah.
Full day shoots. So like sometimes it happens like 2 days before you're going to shoot, and that person's, hey, I got to pull out like. I got a gig that's going to be paying like 3, 4, 5 times more than
Sure.
this indie project. I have to do this. I can't. And then you have to recast. And so then you're stuck with someone that maybe wasn't the original idea,
Or maybe it's better.
but could be better. And turns out to be someone that, was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so awesome.
everything happens for a reason. I'm a big proponent of that. And so good job, Ben. Way to slap that woman.
That's going to be the teaser for this episode.
I'm keeping it in.
People are going to misquote me. Get the context, everyone.
Incredible.
So we already talked about this being the first modern zombie movie. Fans appreciate that. But who's going to enjoy this film? I think just as a last take, because you obviously are coming in completely blind to this film, which I'm just so happy that you are.
I
Because
was
this is a film
locked
that so many
in.
people talk about because it's just an iconic zombie, even just iconic horror movie.
Sure.
Like, so who's going to really enjoy this? And for those that haven't, that are listening, give them a kind of say, like, why should they go watch it?
I'll tell you, I am not a fan of zombies. Like Walking Dead. God,
Yeah.
I remember that whole zombie craze in like the 2010s,
Yep.
2015.
28 days later.
Yes. You could pay me to go see it, but you could not pay me to go see it. You should pay me to go
You
see
going to
it.
pay me? I'm coming.
Yeah. But when zombie TV shows, zombie craze, all of these zombie motifs that are out there, I am like running the opposite direction. I love this movie. I love this movie so much because the focus is not the zombies. It is the interaction of the people.
Yeah.
And there's so much to unplug. And we're only talking about 2 characters. There end up being, 7 that are ultimately in the house?
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about all the radio people, the TV people, then the people in the
yeah.
house. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 people.
Yeah.
7 people in the house.
And their stories are so much more interesting.
Yep.
You know, the mechanics of how do these zombies become zombies? What are they doing to the world? Where does it come from? Sure, those are questions that you get answered. But the story is not about that or life before. It is literally, you know what it feels like? It feels like a stage play, almost like a stage play in the round. And there's a magic when you focus so deeply on those characters and nothing else. So if you like theater, if you like good storytelling,
Yeah.
if you like interpersonal communications, the complexities that happen within that, you're good. And honestly, if you love talking about social realities,
Yeah.
you're going to love this movie.
Cool. And if you're a big film or a classic film fan, like it sounds like you are,
Yeah.
you're going to really enjoy Momitu as a whole.
For sure.
There is a whole section of classics that we have. I'm not sure if you had.
Oh,
any
I
kind
did.
of
I
work
was
through
I
it.
was scrolling through. I was like, oh my God, what do I pick? And that's when I was
Yeah.
like, wait, hold on. Maybe it should be.
There's like 3 pillars of like
thematically
our
on.
top content. One is classics, one is horror, and then one is our Asian content, specifically our Korean content.
Ooh, K-dramas.
We have a lot of Korean thriller action type films.
That's really
and
cool.
Even some horror thrillers too. But yeah, those are kind of our 3 like kind of top.
Do you have a favorite classic? I'm nosy now.
Favorite classic. There was one that I mentioned as far as like when I was going through the films. Oh, why am I blanking on the name of it right now? Holiday film. Classic holiday.
Holiday Inn?
No,
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
No, I was like, why am I forgetting the name?
the holiday
Yeah.
classic.
But as far as like, someone asked me about this recently because it's like that came up and I was just like, yeah, that's kind of like my favorite, but it's more of like a nostalgia thing because
Sure.
it's just like around that holiday time. But Halloween is kind of my favorite classic, and it's weird to say that's a classic because it's like, damn, that was made in 1978. Yeah. But it's not like it is a classic.
It is.
It is a classic, but it's
When
like,
I think classics, I think 60s and
yeah,
older.
like older. Like if you're talking about like black and white,
Sure.
like really really old films.
But we do have to start thinking about, you know what's crazy? I went on, I was scrolling through TCM,
Yeah,
and they had like movies from the 80s and 90s on, and I was like, no, stop.
it hurts.
That
It
was
hurts.
crazy.
It hurts because I was born in '85, so I'm a classic
Oh.
almost. But yeah, no, I there's so many films. I mean, Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
so good. You know, there's a ton. I don't know if I could really pick. And this is again, we went to our 10th or 11th episode. Okay, so 11th episode, I did a recap of the first 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So it's really, if you're going to check out another podcast episode, go check that one out. It's really good.
11 to do.
Just 11 to do the first 10 and just kind of recap it and say, okay, this is what we're here to do. And Craig actually asked me questions. So he was hosting me.
Ooh.
I was the guest.
We gotta get a camera on Craig.
The Craig Cam.
Craig Cam.
The Craig Cam. Yeah, next door is where they at. So I got the Craig Cam set up over there. But
So good.
no, he asked me about, and I went through like all my top films, and it got me thinking because I think it was Chasen's episode where he asked me about my top films, favorite films, whatever, and I'm just like, you got to give me a genre because it's like,
yeah.
if you say your
That's
favorite
'cause,
classic
yeah.
film, it's like, well, it's
You're
kind
like
of
classic
saying,
horror, classic
like
comedy,
horror,
classic musical,
drama, like all that
Sure.
classic stuff, and it's like there's so much.
Yeah.
Classic like silent film.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much to that to unpack that, so it's not just one. And again, that's where it said like, what's your favorite film of all time? It's like, well, what?
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
give me my top 5 comedies, top 5 drama, like top 5 action, top 5 war movies or epics or whatever you want to call them. Like, there's a lot to unpack there. Thanks for spending your time with us today on the More From Me and You podcast. If you've made it to the end, we appreciate you. Now, go do us a quick favor. Please like, comment, and share this episode. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode with the incredible guests we have coming up. You can also follow us at Momi2 Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Oh, and for your next movie night, check out the Momi2 app. It's free and packed with amazing movies and shows you've probably never seen. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the pod.